my ex's mother sneered. She's only here to disgrace herself. Yet as I trailed my ex into the court, the judge abruptly paused. Can you imagine walking into a courtroom, your life on the line, only to see the judge, the man holding your fate in his hands, visibly freeze? His hand actually trembled as he whispered, "Why didn't anyone tell me she was here?" My ex-husband, Ethan, thought he'd buried me with his lies, destroyed my reputation, and taken away the only family I had left. He didn't know I'd spent 3 years building something he never could, a foundation made of truth. And that day, his empire of lies was about to crumble. I stood outside the courthouse that morning, the October sunlight feeling too bright, almost mocking the gravity of what was about to unfold. My hands were steady, fingers curled loosely around the strap of my leather bag. 3 years had taught me that stillness could be a weapon, that silence could speak louder than any scream. And then I saw him, Ethan Hale, walking up those steps like he owned them, flanked by his silver-haired lawyer and his mother, Margaret. She wore pearls, an expression of smug certainty. Ethan's laugh carried across the crisp morning air, sharp, cruel. It was the same laugh I'd heard 1,000 times during our marriage, always a signal that he thought he'd won something. He caught sight of me and leaned toward his lawyer, his voice just loud enough for me to hear. "Look at her, pathetic. She actually thinks she has a chance." I didn't flinch. I'd stopped flinching 2 years ago. What Ethan didn't know, what none of them knew, was that this wasn't just about our failed marriage. This wasn't about splitting assets or settling scores. This trial was about Laya, my 15-year-old sister, the girl I'd raised since our parents died in a car accident when she was 7. The girl Ethan had tried to rip from my life by convincing a court that I was mentally unstable, unfit, and dangerous. He'd painted me as the villain in his carefully constructed story, the obsessive ex-wife, the unstable woman who couldn't let go. But I'd been painting my own picture, stroke by careful stroke, for 3 years. And today, the canvas would finally be revealed. Inside my mind, I could see Laya's face from this morning, hopeful and terrified in equal measure. Her dark hair pulled back, her hands gripping mine as she promised to be brave. I told her to stay home, that she didn't need to see this, but she'd insisted on being nearby, waiting at a cafe 2 blocks away with my best friend. "You can't protect me from everything, Clara," she'd said. And the truth of it had broken something in my chest. I'd been trying to protect her from Ethan since the day I realized what he truly was. The memories surfaced unbidden. Ethan during our marriage, all charm and calculated affection. He'd isolated me so gradually I hadn't noticed until I was completely alone. First, it was suggesting I didn't need to see my college friends so often. Then questioning why I needed my own bank account when we were building a life together. Then the subtle comments about my work, my decisions, my thoughts, always delivered with a full story video added in below.